Red Devils Hockey is brought to you by Bushnell Builders Limited. Trust Bushnell Builders for over 40 years of excellence in commercial and residential construction across Christchurch and Canterbury. Quality, experience, and dedication in every project. Bushnell.co.nz. Reform Radiology, exceptional imaging and treatment services for the community. Local team, expert care. Reformradiology.co.nz. The Alpine Ice Sports and Entertainment Center, fun physical entertainment for the whole family. alpineice.co.nz. Saunders Robinson and Brown is a Canterbury law firm offering legal advice in commercial law, property, trusts and estates, dispute resolution, family and relationship property. Talk to the team at SRB for legal solutions tailored for your success. srblaw.co.nz. And by Futaporo Accountants. Not your average accountants, Futaporo take the hassle out of taxes and let you focus on what you do best. Futaporo.co.nz. All right, looks like we're back. We've got some audio back. All you've missed in the last couple of minutes here is we were talking about that first goal. Another shot in on carry. Hopkins with it. Gets to Koptev. Shot in front. And that's out to Keokuk with just about 2 minutes into the first period. Going around here, Dalmato knocking it down. And that goes behind. The Swarm get set up. They come through neutral. And Dan, I'm going to turn it over to you for just a minute here.
All right, Haas breaking out the puck now through the zone. Throws it through the neutral zone, but back for the Swarm to collect. Over to Dalmato, taking his time. A little dangerous play there by Thula. Turnover for the Red Devils. Unable to make the most of it. Puck back up to Tappan here in the neutral zone. Atwell with the turnover. Takes it in down the right. Dalmato with the puck on the half-boards. Oh, goes through Haas' feet. Now stuck in Red Devils' feet. Dalmato picks it back out. Puck off into the corner. Atwell calms it down behind the net. And it's knocked away to Haas. Swarm unable to convert on that one, and back to Haas now in the corner. Throws it across the ice to Moncrief. Back to Morris in the middle. 1-on-3 here for Morris. Shoots wide left side. Back down to Morris down low. Throws it in front. And that's a goal. Noah Moncrief in front. Lovely play there by Remy Morris. Gets the puck behind the net. Pops it back out in the front where Noah Moncrief was waiting. Takes one touch to settle it and then manages to put it back past Harrison. And that puts the Red Devils up to 2-0 here, and we're only 3.5 minutes into the first period. Another strong start here from the Canterbury Red Devils. Hassle there by the Swarm. Throws it to Morris. Quick shot, and puck. Harrison gets some of that, and that goes up and out of bounds. Again, keeping momentum going. Red Devils. On change. Hayden Bull coming out to take this face off. Up against March. Bull wins it to Tom Moncrief. But Swarm is straight through onto that and knocked the puck out. Dumped in around past Harrison. Sandoy to get it. Willis gets it at centre ice and just dumps that back in. Red Devils touch up and ball goes up.
Goal for the Canterbury Red Devils, scored by number 9.
Battle on the half-forwards, comes out to centre ice. Mark putting pressure on Pake as Brown collects it.
Assisted
looking for his teammate, goes to Willis. Willis looking cross ice to Tom Moncrief. Tom Moncrief rips one inside left post. That caught Harrison off guard there as the team pass goes across out of the zone. And Swarm pick it up here, but loses the handle of it and it's back to Bull. And it's cleared, taken out of the zone by Tom Moncrief. 1-on-3 here. And great play by Swarm there to just separate him from the puck. As they throw it up to Dalmato. Harry Lowe putting pressure, but Dalmato gets around that. Hopkins puts pressure on him, takes him into the boards. Lowe there with support. Kopdev and Dalmato for the Swarm there. Passes it up to the point. Wimmer with a high fluttery shot. Goes off the glass and around. Back in the corner here, Simon bringing it up towards the blue line. Peels back. Throws it down low. Goes in behind the net as Reese chases it and gets some stick on that. We'll be going down the length of the ice and for icing. So a little bit of pressure here for the Botany Swarm. The Red Devils managing to hold their own here, but yeah, just taking that release and taking an icing call here. So Swarm going to choose the left side for the face-off. Their top line out here with Carroll to take the face-off against Lowe. Carroll wins it, but Reese is straight through on it, and it's batted down, and hand pass is called. And pass there from, I believe it was Wimmer on the point to keep it in the zone, and that's wrong. But, much to Harry Lowe's disappointment, face of staying in the zone. And pressure on, puck goes around to Keocope on the boards. Manages to get it past Simon and out of the zone, and a couple of the Red Devils go for the line change. Carroll behind the net to Wimmer. Wimmer back to Carroll. A little bit of time here for Carroll to skate it out. Goes cross ice. Pressure from Red Devils, and we've got a delayed penalty call and a high stick's been called on the Red Devils as Harrison was making her way to the bench. And Maestronok is the guilty player as he heads off to the box for a 2-minute break. Swarm yesterday, I think they managed to get 1 or 2 power play goals, so they'll be taking the first man advantage here in the Sunday game. Atwell to take the face off up against Morris. And kind of won by Atwell, but Red Devils get the better of it, and Haas takes it out of the zone, kills some time. Nice nifty move there as he puts it round behind the net, and Brown's going to pick it up and puts it back down low here, and Swarm settle it down and trying to break in here on the power play. Brown applying the pressure. Haas now applying some solid pressure, but the Swarm managed to get it below. And great pressure by Haas, and he's got Remy Morris open. Lead pass there to Morris on a breakaway. Harrison, great save there by Harrison as a short-handed opportunity for Remy Morris. Atwell now behind the net, settles things down. He'll hand it off to Sandoy and likely come for a change. Morris, just passive pressure there on Sandoy. Throws it around to Dalmatau, who now picks up some speed, comes through the neutral zone. And goes through, tries to go through Brown, but doesn't get there, and ball puts it back into the neutral zone. Just under a minute here to go on the power play as Carroll brings it in down the left side. Pulls up. Goes behind the net. Back to Carroll in the corner. Goes up high to the point to Simon. Across the Dalmatau. Didn't quite get all of that one, but it was a good one-time opportunity. Puck's now in the corner as 2 Red Devils and 3 Swarm go after it. Swarm's now, Simon's now got it and snipes a shot. In the top corner there on Carey, but great pressure there from the Swarm on the power play. Some good puck movement. Dalmatau didn't quite get all of a one-timer, but they recovered it back in the corner off a battle up to Simon on the point, and yeah, lovely quick shot from him. And that puts them on the scoreboard. 2-1 here to the Canterbury Red Devils.
What'd I miss?
I don't know, man. It looked like you were doing some important things. So.
Yeah, something like that. I guess they wanted to hear us. I kept getting phone calls, and yeah, I'd like to thank YouTube for taking our backup stream and turning it off and doing all sorts of fun stuff. But nonetheless, we're back. 2-1 the score. And thank you very much, Dan, for jumping in on that. Needed that break. And the Red Devils go back and forth, and with a 2-1 score, like you were saying earlier, they had to stay out of the penalty box, and they didn't, and it cost them. That puck comes back out to Morris. Morris just backhands it through. Harrison stops it, leaves it for Thuler. They go for a change. And the Swarm get ready. There's a very high forecheck for the Red Devils, but on the other hand, all 5 Swarm are in their defensive zone. They're just playing chicken here to see who wants to come out first, and the Swarm finally do come out the right side. Morris dumps it back in and decides to go for a change.
Good bit of patience there by the Red Devils, getting played into a system. Just happy to hold Swarm back there, but now Atwell brings it in.
Atwell with a good chunk of speed, and he skates through and knocks the goal off. And now they get the whistle. That is a ridiculously late whistle as Carey moves off. The goal had actually left the mount. Yeah. Atwell was hurt on the ice for a moment. I
think all players had just believed the whistle had gone there as well, and we're happy to stop and take a face-off.
With the that will leave a mark, as they say, for Mr. Atwell, and that one's going to come out of the zone. Picosdi giving the linesman a little bit of his opinion there, probably in French, so he doesn't get a penalty, and that puck gets knocked all the way the length of the ice
Sandoy gets there, but it's not an icing call. We continue with play. Pake trying to chop away at it. Kozak throws it in. And Dima Meisternock taking a bit of a hit there into the boards as he pays the price and gets the puck out temporarily. Swarm come back in, hold it in, now it bounces out. Now it's got to all tag up. Carroll's got it. The import dumps it in, and it's Thomas Moncrief getting a hold of that puck, shuttling it out halfway. Bull's going to come in off the left side. He's looking for a pass, takes the shot instead. Harrison hits her glove, goes up and over the goal. Play continues in the offense. Bull's got it, but he gets his shot blocked. Keokuk sees it go by, and the Swarm get that puck back out to neutral. Tap in with a control. That one goes high, and Wimmer has it, and it's going to be whistled as out of play.
Hand pass.
Hand pass, there you go.
Yeah, just deflected up off his glove. Not really an intentional pass, but nevertheless, off the hand and to his teammate. It was actually quite a little threatening shot there by Haydenbull coming in off the left. I did think there was a little bit of room there, short side, top corner, but Harrison just did enough to get some shoulder or glove or something on it at least and pop it up just behind the net.
It looked like it handcuffed her for a moment and just went over the head, and then safety first for the Swarm. And Brown throwing it back in. Or that was Keokuk doing that, keeping it onside. Everybody chasing it down. No, maybe not. It was offside.
Well, I think we're going nets off. Referee stopped the play and signaled no change to the Swarm. So the attacking face-off here for the Red Devils.
And more quality control by Dan. It'd be easy to referee from up here, wouldn't it? You see everything.
Yeah. You probably can see a lot better than being on the ice with the helmet on and a visor and a lot more noise probably in years.
Yeah, there is a lot of noise here today, but that's okay. Everybody's having a good time. Shot from the point. Hits Harrison on the S of her right shoulder there. Bounces out, and Carroll's got it now. He's going to take a shot. That goes high over the crossbar. He collects it behind, sends it back out to the blue line. Thieler with a shot, and a goal. Caught him going the wrong way, threw a bit of a knuckler at him, and Carey lets that one by. Ties up the game, 2-2.
A little bit unfortunately for the Red Devils because they had strong back check, and actually all 5 of them were back checking so hard that they're all down below the face-off dot. Swarm managed to get the puck, throw it up to Thieler on the blue line there, and again, has a bit of time to line up his shot, and I think in off the post and in, or just snuck it in short left side there on Carey.
And I'm actually kind of feeling lucky because it just missed the camera coming in on that first shot. Red Devils have the puck. Kaluzny with it. He's looking for a long outlet pass. Skates it forward a little bit, gets it taken away from him. Rawiri with it. And Kaluzny holds on to it. I think it's offside here. March is still chasing in. And he gets the offside. That's going to come back to the dot.
And see how far they take the face-off, whether it's just outside or whether they believe they intentionally didn't hear him. Linesman's staying just outside the Red Devils' offensive zone, so just a normal offside there.
Normal offside. That's a generous but probably the right call in this case. Kyle March is going to take that one. He wins the face-off. Goes out to Hay. Andy Hay throwing it in, going around the boards. Kaluzny's going to get there first. Pokes it away. And the Red Devils trying to exit with a long pass up to Haas. That one's going to go. That is another 50-50 icing there.
Yep, 50-50 is enough for it to be called in favour of the defending team, though. So Haas, well, he's got some good pace on him, and he was showing that yesterday, just not enough to get past the veteran Andy Hay.
So Atwell to take this one for the Swarm. 2-2 the score. We're back to even. Haas is coming back and getting some oxygen. You can tell he's skating up into that slot area nice and slow. They drop the puck. Swarm win another face-off. Seems to be a bit of a theme today. They've been pretty good off of the dot. The Red Devils have it. Haas leaves it behind. Morris has it. Rips the shot. Harrison gives up a rebound. Hopkins goes low into the corner. Haas digs it out. Skates around. Looks for a pass. That's turned over. And Kozak gets that out. Hey, with a good move. Chance.
Great save by Timmy on Pekodsky.
Oh, that was Pekodsky. And Sorry, 3 and 13 got me there. Thought Hay was still out there. And now Morris with it. Simon bothering him. Moncrief keeps it away from Kozak, but the Swarm turn it around. And the counterattack is on. Atwell up the right side. That's held up and slowed down. Some physicality by the Red Devils, but the puck stays in the zone. Sandoy getting there. And to the Swarm in the corner. Penalty coming up, and it's going to be Meisternock for either holding or interference.
Yeah, interesting. Whistle still went while the Swarm player was holding the puck, but so no delayed advantage there for the Swarm on that one. So Meisternock's going to get another 2-minute break for him, and Swarm go back on the power play with 8 minutes 40 to go.
Now the referee not giving us the call on that, which one it was.
So 2-2 game here as the Swarm scored on their last power play opportunity.
That face-off won by the Swarm again. Pass across the ice to Dalmato off the referee's skate there. He holds on to it, continues with it. Chance in front. Nobody can pull the trigger. Willis trying to get it away, but he gets it taken away by Marsh. Marsh holding on to it. Gets that pass away. Red Devils condensed here and leaving Dalmato on the other side of the ice. He gets it, but he gives it up to Simon. Simon rips one. Harry Lowe knocking that one down. They continue to move it. Dalmato goes across the ice again. They walk it in, deflected, goes up off the glass. It's Carroll getting it back. Out to Simon, back to Carroll. Carroll looking for that long pass again. Anything they can do to cross ice and move Carey across the crease. Shot from a tough angle, and that's going to roll out. And the Swarm have to reset with 1:10.
A couple of good block shots there. Harry Lowe, Sean Brown getting in the way.
And Simon takes that deep into the offensive zone. Dalmato gives it back to him, and they set up. Rotation over on that left side. Picozzi giving it up, and that gives a chance to get that out. Morris skating hard and taking up a lot of time as he chops that away. Haast back out into that corner.
Delayed penalty here, I believe it's probably on Morris. We slashed, I believe.
And that's, well, there's no whistle here, so it's on the Swarm.
No, it's just
no.
The referee was.
Well, nobody heard that whistle.
Yeah, Morris's guilty player going into the box there. Cross-checks the call from the referee. So 33 seconds of 5-on-3 opportunity here for the Swarm.
And most importantly, this will be Boole, Tappan, and Brown out there on defense. And they're setting up for the right side. Boole's getting ready. And the Swarm trying to figure out their play. Atwell's going to be trying to pull that back to Picozzi. That's out to the blue line. Sandoy over to Picozzi. Picozzi. Sandoy. Tempting Boole to come after it, but he backs off. Staying out wide. Triangle staying tight. The Red Devils waiting and trying to hold up any lanes. That's a shot in front. Scramble. A couple of good saves, and that comes out.
5 seconds to go on the first penalty.
Harry Lowe coming out, and it'll be Meisternock jumping out right now, so 5-on-4. Picozzi going around the net in front. Brown with it. He's going to rip it, but he can't get it any further than Sandoy. Gloves it down. Picozzi shot. That goes wide left. In front again. Kozak can't get anything on that. And Meisternock knocking it back out to neutral. They go for a change. Moncrief back out. Sandoy to chase that down. They have to reset. 58 seconds to go on the second penalty. And here comes Carroll looking to get the Swarm set up. Long pass in, shot, and that trickles through. And goes out. They're asking for a penalty here for a delay, but I don't think they're going to get it.
No, Moncrief just, I think, threw it into the skates of the one, the Swarm player, and went up into the roof. So 45 seconds here on the penalty kill for the Red Devils, and Swarm are now rotated through with the top line back out to take the face-off.
Very tight first period here. Not unlike yesterday, but 2-2 the score. Dalmato with it. Back to the half boards. Carroll's got it, looking for a cross-ice pass. He does that. Ripped shot. Simon taking it. A couple of chops at it. Carey never really gloving it and stopping it. And Moncrief clears it for a great effort for the Red Devils here.
Some good scrambling on those rebounds there by Carey.
20 seconds to go on the power play for the Swarm. Carroll taking the zone on the left. In front, Carey looking at it, goes behind him. He's scrambling around a little bit, but the Red Devils have control of it. And here comes Haast. Haast holding on to it, gets poked off his stick. Willis looking at it. That's going to clear the penalty. Out comes Morris. Morris is going to get that puck. He kicks it forward, gains the zone, holds on to a wrist shot, and a big save by Harrison. That got spilled in front of her. And we'll continue on here with Koptev. A lot of dangerous chances for the Red Devils here, but putting away an average amount today. Tappan getting there first, racing Dalmato, and that's going to get to Haast. He leaves it. And Lowe sends it forward. That puck cycles around and the Swarm have it. They take it out. Kozak up the right side with some speed. Tappan takes the body. Shot in front. Carey kicks it away. And we turn it around. Lowe coming in quickly on the counterattack. Lowe with it. Passed in front. Short side. Slot chance. And they score the third. The Red Devils retake the lead.
The under 5'9" line there, getting the goal for the Red Devils. Great play there, Harry Lowe taking the puck out and throwing it in front. Mason Reese driving the net like he always does. Is not sitting there on the back post and gets to whack that one home.
And it gets behind Harrison just that quickly. The Red Devils retake the lead. There's a quick discussion here.
Yeah, there's a meeting of the referees over in the crease, so let's hope they're just discussing the assists on that goal. And yeah.
We'll replay that one here.
Got a thumbs up from one of the referees, so we're due for a center ice face-off. And Red Devils take the lead here, 3-2, with 4 minutes 16 to go in this first period.
The score. The puck drops, and the Red Devils trying to get it back through neutral. Pake with it off the board to Wimmer, and Wimmer looking to get the Swarm set up. Sandoy passing it forward. Rawiri tapping that one.
Yeah, I thought he got a wee touch on it, but icing's the call. So, yeah, maybe unlucky on that one for the Swarm.
Well, you know, it was funny because earlier we said that, you know, that kind of balances it out, right?
Yeah.
Doesn't it? Yeah.
Well, they went to center ice on that one earlier, so
That's true.
This one I think Swarm probably got the rough one, but again, maybe he didn't touch it at all.
Maybe
what do we know?
What do we know? We were only just, yeah, never mind. Anyway, Swarm. And also, you know, while they get going here, no shade to the referees. It is the hardest job I can imagine. So, you know, we're slightly critical of them here, although we try not to be critical. But they're out there busting it out there as well. So Steen with it for a moment. He got the little bit of ice time. Long pass up to Morris. That was the long feed they were looking for. Nearly got it. Got to the tape, but couldn't control it. Haast with it now in front. Nobody home. And the Swarm trying to move that out. Steen again up the left side. He's going to be left alone because the Swarm went for a change. Now Hay with it. Hay took it across. And everybody yells, hey! That's, yes, it was. Offside.
He's played enough games in this league to know that that one was offside.
That's going to be just outside the zone. And with just over 3 minutes to go, same score as yesterday after one, 3-2. The Red Devils giving one of the best teams in the league another run for it here in Christchurch. That one's won and goes to Dalmato. Won by the Swarm. Goes deep in, but Brown will take over. Brown looking to break out. He's got numbers if he moves quickly, 4-on-3. They take it in the zone. Pake with a long shot, glove save, but knocked away and given up on a rebound. Halfway around, and they dump it low. Swarm with it. Carroll sending it behind, and the Red Devils backing off a little bit. Long pass. Willis is going to chase that one down. And picks it up. Dalmato on him. Brown getting followed by Koptev, and the forecheck working for the Swarm here. In front, chance. Dalmato knocks it low, but he couldn't quite get a lot of force on it. Another chance in the slot. Dalmato just is going to think about this one tonight because two good chances and a solid hit. It was Simon trying to knock Brown down, but Brown got the better of him. Thomas Moncrief with a pass. That's going to go out to Lowe. Lowe with a long shot off the backboard. Goal might be a little off there, not sure, but we'll see. It continues. Shot that goes over the board. That looks okay. It was just bounced around. And Byfield on the ice now. Simon. And it's Pekozdi knocking it out. Kozak with it. Sorry, getting a little bit of information downstairs. And the Swarm take over. Kozak with it. Kozak moving with some speed. Gains the zone. Goes in 2-on-4. That's taken away. Swarm get it back. They go around the cage. Pass in front. Can't do anything with it. Stick lift on Kozak. And a good play there by Joel Keokuk to get that out. Pass through. Long chance there. They're asking for some help there from the referees, but not going to get it as Atwell couldn't control that pass. Goes in and out, and another example of a counterattack. Shot and a glove save by Carey as Pekozdi takes the shot and it gets held on for a face-off.
Just a couple of soft plays, Red Devils in their defensive zone. They're not getting the puck out when the puck gets to their stick. And probably Sean Brown as well being a bit guilty of trying to do a fancy move behind his own net. He's done that a fair few times in his career. And so he just got a face-off warning there for lapping the other guy's stick.
Yeah, I think he was trying to make the point that it was Koptev kind of just skating into the circle a little ahead of him.
Yeah.
But that is definitely going to draw a warning. But point made. Willis with it. Backhand, not quite enough. That's going to go a long pass up to Haas. Haas gets it, leaves it for Morris. That was a beautiful pass, but Carroll was there for it. And now he's got a chance. Good defense there by Haas getting his stick. That was a critical situation, and they pile into Carey here.
Yeah, great play by Carey, holding strong there. As Carroll was threatening Dalmatel driving the net, but yeah, no rebound there to be had.
Nope, that's not the replay, so we'll stay with live action here.
As they separate from the congregation around the net. 35 seconds left to go here in the first period with the Red Devils holding a 3-2 lead.
And there's a cross-check being called. That's what the discussion was.
Yeah.
But again, we'll see if there's... Yeah.
Again, probably a tough one here. You got a Swarm player driving your player. You're a goalie in front of the net. It's maybe it's in the unwritten part of the rule book that you get a give the player a little bit of roughing up if they're in your goalie's face. But maybe not today in the rule book.
Maybe not, but an interesting one that it took a discussion and then 2 minutes. Usually that discussion happens. We're talking about major penalties. That was a conference call in order to get that 2 minutes.
Yeah, they probably had to convince each other that it was worth the penalty.
Simon keeping it in for the Swarm, and they get back out on the man advantage. They've got 35 seconds on this half, 22 now, and it's going to bridge the periods. Shot from Simon, and boy, that was close. And another stoppage in play.
Net goes off there as though March was going for the rebound, but deemed to be Red Devils knocking the net off, and won't get to change players.
Yeah, that was really close as it kind of set by, but yes, that's exactly it. Notch is off there, and we'll get Bull out there for the face-off against Carroll. 16 seconds to go in this first period. Dalmato can't hold it in. He picked up his head. He missed the puck. They have to reset. He comes in as time's running down, and that's knocked away. Simon's got it. Simon harassed. 2 seconds to go, and they're not going to get a shot off here. Good defense here by the Red Devils as the first period ends. And looking good. I mean, the Red Devils did exactly what they did yesterday. They gave up a couple of unfortunate situations with a bit of the defense and the penalties, just like you would normally expect. The Swarm actually started taking advantage of that, but they scored 3 goals again. So the offense is doing well.
Yeah, if you look at the scoreboard, not a bad period for the Red Devils. However, I think Coach Purv will have a few words to say to his team. Taking penalties is, I think, 6 minutes. At least 3 2-minute penalties there, giving and a 5-on-3 opportunity there as well. So they can't keep playing the game, taking 3-4 penalties a period. So they'll need to tighten that up to continue it on and have another good second period here. But yeah, again, they've taken some chances when they got them couple of early goals, putting the pressure on Harrison. But Swarm did respond. But yeah, the Red Devils just managing to go in with a 1-goal lead, just like they did yesterday.
Well, it'll be interesting to see exactly how they come out for that second period. If anything, it'll be interesting to see how the Swarm respond. Once again, being put a little bit behind the 8-ball as far as the early scoring. Harrison not doing a bad job, just too many opportunities in front, and the Red Devils have been punishing them. So we'll see exactly that. We'll be back in about 6 or 7 minutes for the under-12s and second period action right after that. Thanks, everybody.
Red Devils Hockey is brought to you by Bushnell Builders Limited. Trust Bushnell Builders for over 40 years of excellence in commercial and residential construction across Christchurch and Canterbury. Quality, experience, and dedication in every project. Bushnell.co.nz. Reform Radiology, exceptional imaging and treatment services for the community. Local team, expert care. Reformradiology.co.nz. The Alpine Ice Sports and Entertainment Center, fun physical entertainment for the whole family. alpineice.co.nz. Sounders Robinson and Brown is a Canterbury law firm offering legal advice in commercial law, property, trusts and estates, dispute resolution, family and relationship property. Talk to the team at SRB for legal solutions tailored for your success. srblaw.co.nz. And by Futaporo Accountants. Not your average accountants, Futaporo take the hassle out of taxes and let you focus on what you do best. Futaporo.co.nz.
Kia ora koutou. Welcome back, everybody, to first intermission here. It is the under-12s game. I'm going to give you some information on that. Today we have players from the Canterbury Ice Hockey Association's under-12 Super League competing during this intermission with the Panthers versus the Hulks. Is that right? I think it's the Panthers and Bats today. I have what's written down, but I think I've been doing these enough. I'm pretty sure that's the Bats. And the Bats and the Panthers. So anyway, if you have a child that might be interested in giving ice hockey a try, Canterbury Ice Hockey Association has a Learn to Play program that offers a free trial session, gear included, for children interested in giving it a go. To learn more, just Google Canterbury Ice Hockey Association and visit the website, which is at ciha.org.nz, to arrange a free session. And it's a good one. They get to try it out. Ooh, that was a good hockey stop there. Well done, number 14. And with that, we're going to leave you to watch this for a little while and come back with second period action in just a few minutes. No, my head or my. Welcome back, everybody, to the Alpine Ice Sports and Entertainment Center. My name is Matt Chavez. Here with Dan Nichols today, calling the second period. Just wanted to bring up the
Canterbury Red Devils.
Just want to bring up the standings one more time. This is an interesting one. The Botany Swarm playing for what is effectively a tied first place position. They're down 3-2 in this tight competition this afternoon. Yesterday it was 3-2 after one. And Dan, what are you thinking here?
Yeah, I think again another close competition here. I think Red Devils are playing well again, but probably a little bit more discipline is lacking so far in today's game, and gave Swarm some opportunities in the first period, so they need to tighten it up here as we start the second.
And it is going to carry over that discipline a little bit as Brown sits in the box for another minute 25. Haast with the puck. The Red Devils win it, but they are on the penalty kill to start the second on the long shift. Tapping, getting it out to Meisternock, to Morris. They dump it deep. Haast on the forecheck. He gets it quickly here, looking for a pass and an outlet, killing lots of time on this power play for the Swarm as they get started. One of the tougher things to do in ice hockey is deal with a split period power play, because it's just hard to get going. And they're showing it here. Carroll looking for the long pass, crossing the ice. One of the benefits, though, Matt, a fresh sheet of ice to move the puck around on. Maybe even a little wet the way that looks at the moment. Another warm day here. Tapping, jumping on top there. Morris trying to get it, but that's a Koptev chance. A shot that goes to the right of Carey, not on target. And Bull with a good backhand hits Simon in the nameplate. Goes off to Morris. Morris is going to get to the puck first. They continue with just about 20 seconds to go on this power play. The Swarm get reset. They enter the zone with some speed. Dalmato looking for that pass, but that zone is covered up. Goes out to neutral. 10 seconds to go. Sandoy with the puck. Moncrief on the forecheck. And they hold up Kozak right at the blue line. That will end it. Brown will come out of the box right now. He's going to stay on the ice. And that shot knocked away. Back to 5-on-5 hockey. Atwell throwing it deep. And it's Pagodzi getting the puck around. Kozak knocking it out, but it's turned over. Bull's got it. He's going to skate it himself. Moves up past the blue line. Shot. And that goes left as Brown pays the price. Reese with a shot. Another good save by Harrison. She's struggling to get back in net, though. And luckily for her, that puck goes out of the zone, and Kozak takes it and recovers it. Kozak with some skating there. Comes in, leaves it behind him, leaves it for Wimmer. Wimmer with a kind of an easy shot there, and Carey covers up.
Sean Brown getting some attacking opportunities here this weekend. He got a goal yesterday. He's got one already today, and gets a nice little pass there from Bull up and tries to do a low shot. I think he was probably looking 5-hole there on Harrison, but she shut the door.
Yeah, she did enough, and she had to scramble, but she got out and cut off the angle right away for a good save for the Swarm. Swarm have the puck again, and that's March getting knocked, or not March. That is Rawiri that was knocked off the puck. I don't think he skated yesterday.
Didn't get much ice time, but yeah, out there today, and long shot in from Andy Hay from the point. A little bit threatening because they had a player in front, but Tim Carey deflects it up and goes into the netting for a stoppage.
And they trying to get the sixth player off the ice, sixth skater off, taking Joel Keocope off the ice here. And they get going with a 5-on-5. That'll be a bench warning for the Red Devils. Moncrief with it. Thomas Moncrief passing it around. Brown picking it up, going back behind the cage, and now setting up for the offense. Skates through, whiffs on a pass. That's turned over. 3-on-1 if the Swarm can hurry, but they can't. Willis has it. He passes it and gets deflected back to Brown. Brown up to Pake. Pake gets it knocked away. The Swarm were offside, so they had to leave it. Brown's going to collect. And Brown with it. Brown flips it out, goes the high route as far as Andy Hay. Sending it through. March goes deep on that one and gets it to Dalmato. Koptev in the corner. And as they dig that around, goes as far as the point. Wimmer with a long shot pass, more or less, looking to hit Dalmato as he was skating through the crease. And an unfriendly bounce sends that out over the net.
Yeah, again, threatening play. A little bounce gets it different. Dalmatel scored a number of goals with tips. He scored a nice one in Ice Blacks, I believe, deflection up. So he's got good hand-eye coordination, Dalmatel there. So if he's in front of the net, I'd be throwing it his way.
And that's exactly what they were looking for. But some consternation on the Red Devils bench here. Some some upset players trying to get the most they can out of this weekend. Haast with it. Haast sending it around. And the Swarm pick it up 2-on-2 if they move it, and they do exactly that, gain the zone. Koptev can't do anything with it. Morris with a good defense. Haast now taking it up the right side. Haast breaks in, holds on to it, takes a shot and score! Lovely. Haast.
Lovely play there by Haast, but I got to give credit to Remy Morris on the back check there. Play was going the other way. He skated hard to pick up the trailer, stops their Swarm attacking play, turns it over to Haast, and Haast, again, speed and skill, cuts into the center, patience, holds on to it, and then a shot goes past Harrison.
And that makes it 4-2. You're exactly right. It's who are they going to pick? You got to pick somebody, and when both of those imports are coming at you quickly, those decisions have to be lightning fast, and if they're wrong just a little bit, they punish you for it. And that's exactly what happened. So Haast with that 4th goal today. Not just him, but anyway, here we go low with it. Low with a shot, that's blocked on the ice. Sandoy getting down and getting in front of it. Good defensive effort, but the Red Devils back up by 2 goals. And this is feeling a whole lot like deja vu all over again. Pekosdi loses it, goes back to Sandoy. Swarm with a long pass again, they shovel it forward. Keo Cope's gonna get there first.
Goal scored for the Canterbury Devils by number
Pekosdi with a shot that hits the side of the net, and Carey's got a hold of it. He's gonna hold on and get the face off.
Assisted by number 22.
Good pressure there, but yeah, Swarm gets a loose puck. Pekosdi had a pretty actually good chance because I don't think Tim Carey recognised the shot was coming, but he did enough to stop it. But yeah, those ones where you've just scored a goal, you'd hate to concede one there shortly thereafter.
They did just enough to make sure that they didn't. Pekosdi's been a pest all weekend for the Red Devils, that's for sure. Their import doing a great job for them. I keep that in. Simon holding it in at the blue line just, and a shot on a turnaround. Rawiri hitting it into the corner. Comes off the glass hard, stays in, and there's a stop in play.
Net's off again, just bumped there. I think Brown got it as well as Carey, as they were turning round. But
yeah, they've been a little on the loose side this weekend, but more so today. I think maybe it just kind of a bad day on the ice sheet, I guess.
They're not the heaviest pegs or deepest pins there, so yeah, tendency to pop out here.
Face-off won by Bull, gets it to Brown. That goes, well, no, it stays in the zone, and Hay doing a good job at the point, holding it in. Simon has it now on the other side. Moncrief careful to not get a penalty there. Does a good job defensively against Simon. That is going to be a penalty. And kind of a tough one there is Rawiri. Well, now they stop it, which means there's probably going to be both ways. Moncrief having a discussion with March now.
Yeah, I think Rawiri went into the back of Willis there, so he's at least getting one for boarding. And then we're getting a roughing call on Tom Moncrief. So retaliation there by the Red Devils player, unfortunately, turns it from a power play opportunity still to 5-on-5 hockey.
And it will be 5-on-5 hockey stays out here, and Moncrief going off the ice. That was it's a bit of a win for the Swarm, a little bit, but yeah, I mean,
but it's one of those ones, Red Devils, you had the penalty. You had the delayed penalty call, and then you kept going with a bit of retaliation just to send a message, but your message was too much.
Yeah, the message didn't need to be there. The Swarm get their 6th player back out there just in time. Sandoy jumping over the boards. Get it out to Haast. Morris. And here comes that top line again. Morris looking for the pass. Oh, that was a great shot, but it was just off target. It fluttered the net, but it was behind and hit the side of the net. And the Swarm come the other way, 2-on-2. Morris gets that puck away. Now it's Haast on a break. He's 1-on-2, but he's going to have a chance. He skates and holds, looking for help instead. Holds that puck a long time and makes that a very difficult defensive effort for the Swarm to get it done. And the Swarm look to move out. Noah Moncrief holding that in the zone for the moment. 2 on the forecheck. And that aggressive forecheck by the Red Devils paying off again. That change has been dramatic this weekend for them. Pass forward and back out to neutral. The Swarm looking around, trying to figure out what to do, but the back and forth here, a little bit careful. Podolski back to Simon. Simon hit off the puck. A low chance there. That was deflected at the last minute. Carey was on it, but that moved on him. Swarm with it. Simon out high. He tries a low pass. Tough angle shot. And there's Reese moving it out. Low coming straight up the ice. Now goes towards the corner. Tries to get it to Reese. Harrison didn't see it. Had to make a last-second save.
Deflected off their own player's skate there, just on towards net.
And Lowe gets it back. But that gets left for a Swarm player. That was Simon again. And Simon comes in with the puck. Simon with a low sweeping shot. It's knocked aside. They hold on to possession. He sends it behind. Picozzi trying to poke that away. And the Red Devils sending it the length, and it will go for icing. Yeah. They just needed a quick breath.
And that 2 minutes are up for each of those players that were in the box there, so they now get released. So coaches have their full squad to pick from.
And another chance for the Swarm to just jump on a set play here. Warning for Lowe. Sandoy gets that out at the top. Swarm have another face-off win. That's kind of evened out, though. The Red Devils have been doing much better at that in the last 15 game minutes or so. And they come in, shot in on Carey. March trying to just take a risk, and I think he was really looking for more of a stop in play than anything else.
Well, that probably actually benefits the Red Devils because they were on the icing call there. Their D line hadn't had a chance to change up, but with that stoppage, fresh pair of legs on for the defense there, at least for the Red Devils.
So some strategery going on, and the Red Devils jumping in on this one. They drop it and win it. The Swarm end up with it and a chance in front, and an early whistle again as Carey trying to put his blocker down on the puck. They get the stop, but the Swarm upset about that one.
Yep, Carey did enough to convince the referee to blow the whistle there. He's been battling well for those loose pucks this weekend, Carey. Sometimes they can get a bit lost on him, but this weekend he's been onto it.
He's been very sharp. In fact, both goalies have been pretty sharp. It's just a lot of offense, and in a short rink like this one, that's the kind of game that you can end up with. So far, it's been in the Red Devils' benefit, but now the Swarm have it. Dalmanteau coming in, takes the shot, bounces up, big rebound off Carey, and now Carey's got a second one, and he holds on to it to get the stop. We'll take a look at that one again.
Yeah, another good attacking chance here for the Swarm with their top line. Dalmanteau and Carroll there getting some chances. They stay on the ice as the Red Devils change up their full line, with matching with their top line with Morris here to take the face-off.
Warning for Morris, drop the puck. Slam it between the two blades, and then it goes behind, and the Red Devils trying for that long outlet pass to Haast, but it's intercepted. The Swarm have it, and then they come in onside. Koptev with it. Koptev with a shot, kick save, and they continue chasing that down. Now the Red Devils have it. Meisternock with a long pass. That's deflected up and out off Noah Moncrief's stick.
Pretty sharp kick save there for Carey. I think that was probably going to sneak in bottom corner if he didn't get anything on it. So
good stretch save there, and needed to be there. 4-2 the score with 11.5 minutes to go here in the second period. The Red Devils marching forward with a 2-goal lead, trying to get their season back on track with the weekend series here. Meisternock sends it around past Haas to Wimmer. Wimmer with a low shot pass there, and it goes behind. Lots of scrambling, but the Red Devils hold on to it and clear it. Going up to Haas, but that gets taken by Wimmer first. Picozzi knocked into the wall. Kozak leaves it behind. shot. Atwell's going to rue that one. He had it, but just missed the cage. And the Red Devils come out with the puck and a little luck, and Haas up the right side. Maybe return the favor back to Meisternock's shot. That gets bounced off Harrison, and the Swarm come back for the counterattack. This is more of what we saw yesterday. Simon looking for the outlet. He's upended. Simon with it. Atwell.
Delayed pull here against him.
That'll be a trip against Haas. And Reese touches it. That stops play, sort of. They need to get the whistles a little louder in here, I think.
I think the one referee needs to turn up their volume on their whistle. But yeah, took a few seconds to think about it, but penalty has been called against Aston Morris, I believe, for tripping as he put pressure on the Swarm player. So another opportunity here for the Swarm to go on the power play with just over 10 minutes to go in the second period.
And this will be a 2-minute variety. Quick discussion about who's going off. But it was Haas that had the trip there. They just need to get the players back out there. They are saying go ahead and drop the puck here, so these guys better get out there quickly. And this will be, that's the official warning on the bench. And now they have too many players out. And now they're shuttling him back, Brown back off the ice.
There's some admin issues here, but we'll be underway shortly.
5-on-4, Swarm with the power play. Carroll with it, sends it off the board, but he gets taken away from Morris. Morris comes out quickly. Morris, offensive mode, takes the shot, hits the sweater of Harrison, comes bouncing out quickly. Now Brown has it, sends it away, and the Swarm have to reset. Morris on the forecheck. They're a bit more conservative here as they wait for the Swarm to do something with the puck. Simon coming in, he's going to skate it in. Goes to the right side, leaves it behind to the point. Dalmato sends it back to him, goes around the boards, over to Carroll. Carroll in the low side, over to March. March looking for somebody down low, then sends it back into the corner. The cycle is on, Dalmato with it at the blue line, chips it over, sends it back to Simon. Long shot, that goes off to the right. Looks like it was deflected, cleared out, and the Red Devils go for a change.
Yeah, Swarm getting set up there. Got a chance, but it, sailed wide of the net.
Moncrief on the high forecheck for Simon, and with a minute to go on this power play, the Swarm have a good single opportunity, and they're looking to get more. 4-2 the score, still 2 down, and the Swarm looking to get this back on target, and it was Dalmato with a big slapper, and Tim Carey looks at it, knocks it out with a blocker, and we'll get a face-off.
Probably good composure and patience here on the penalty kill, just waiting for the Swarm to bring it out. The first player's doing a good job there, but Red Devils unable to put any pressure on once they got to the halfway or far blue line and let Dalmatel skate it in. But yeah, long distance slapper, not really challenging Carey on that one.
And that face-off won by the Red Devils, and they sweep it out directly at Harrison this time. She plays it, leaves it for Cosdy. Cosdy with it. Cosdy bringing it in himself, gets it peeled away, but Kozak holds on to it in the zone. He passes it, Atwell back to him. Kozak holds, gives it up. High box, and nobody on the opposite side here for the Swarm. Now in front, as they tried to sneak Atwell down the slot. That almost worked. The pass not there. Kozak with a shot, and a good stop there. I think it was deflected. We might want to see that one again.
Yeah, I think they had a shot just before, hit maybe a leg in front and went off to the corner. But yeah, a couple of threatening chances there for the Swarm on that power play that they got it set up. They're going to have an attacking face-off here, and they got 8 seconds left on the penalty.
And as Dan said, 8 seconds to go. Hopkins wins this one. That bounces in front, but the Swarm can't do anything with it. That will clear the penalty. Haas back out on the ice and quickly jumps on the puck, then tries to get a pass himself, but the Swarm get it. Dalmato sending it forward. Pass forward to Koptev. He enters the zone, whiffs on the puck. That puck stays going into the corner there, and they go in towards the crease. They can't do anything with it, and a stop in play. I'm not sure if this was a high stick or if it had hit the net.
I think it went up for the net on that one, so yeah, just a stoppage. Yeah, Haas out of the box. He actually did, trying to get control of the puck. He actually passed it back to Koptev there and gave the Swarm another wee opportunity, but nothing to come of it.
And Lowe to take this one against Carroll. They drop that. Swarm hold on to it. Keokuk knocking it back out to neutral. Fueller sending it in. Carey with a kind of a funny bounce in front of his net there. They really need to sweep that one a chance as Dalmato comes back around with it. Fueller digging away at it. Red Devils trying to get it. Brown in there as well in that mess, trying to do some yard work. They do just that. Keokuk gets that puck out. He gives it up to Dalmato. Lowe rescues it. March goes down, trying to play that puck. Keokuk on the defense against Simon. Simon holding up, circling back. With 7.5 to go here in the second period, and a bit of a stop here.
Icing's the call. Simon about a metre or so shy of halfway before he shot that one in. So Swarm players stay on the ice. Red Devils get the roll, change their players up, and go on the attack with Hayden Ball to take the draw for them.
And it looks like this will be a set play here for sure. This is going back to Moncrief if they can, and it doesn't work out that way. Fueller with it. The Swarm have it. Passing that forward. March with a shot. Glove saved by Carey. Carey's out of position. He's got to spin around, but the puck goes out to the Red Devils on a favorable bounce. And Sandoy has it, knocking it back out. Tap in resets. Leaves it back for Meisternock. Has some troubles with that puck. Skates backwards again. Over to Tapin. Tapin looks to move it forward there. He passes it. That goes over Bull's stick. And they get the icing.
Yeah, a little bit of a bouncy puck there. Not quite settling nicely for the Red Devils D's. And then Tapin can't quite hit his player on the breakout pass. So from icing against the Swarm one end, we're now back down the other end with Red Devils icing the puck.
And it'll be Atwell to take this one as they've got their big guns out for the Swarm on this chance. Atwell falls over. Tapin's got it. It stays in. Moncrief trying to get it out, and he does. And that's a break for Bull. If he can get there, he's got a 2-on-1. Pake on the other side. Bounces it in front off Harrison. Was about all he had left on that, so he was looking for a favorable rebound. And it didn't quite work. But a good chance nonetheless. Meisternock has to hold up as they were offside. And now the Red Devils hold the puck and look for that long pass to get started. Morris sending it forward. That's turned over. Morris with a heavy forecheck there. Just can't get to the puck. Goes to Atwell. Atwell gains his own. Holds up quickly. Tries to pass it across to Sandoy, but it goes over his blade, and that's going to give a 3-on-1 if they can go. Morris with it. Morris holds. Morris shoots over the bar. Hits the glass. And a heavy hit into the corner there. Hopkins is trying to get in front of a 3-on-1. They do exactly that. Byfield with it. Passed forward. Deflected. Simon's got it. Simon off the board. That's going to go the distance. And it's a race. No icing here. Hopkins getting to the puck first, though. And that stays in, but not for long, as Noah Moncrief sends it to neutral. Swarm get onside. It comes back in. Dalmato with a hot shot high over the crossbar. Hopkins getting rid of that. And then that's flipped back out to neutral. Knocked down by Simon.
Hand pass. And hand pass from the Swarm there as he knocked it down, but
it was Dalmato that touched it for a split second.
And then Dalmato got his stick on it first.
Yep.
So we'll have a wee stoppage and everyone can reset, including the commentators.
Yeah,
and we'll go again.
I thought for sure that Morris had a point there, but you were exactly right. It did just tip that stick. Fueller's going to chase this one down as the Swarm get reset with the puck after the face-off. And the hand pass. It'll be Lowe that gets it now. Willis with a tight pass there, gets to Brown. Keokuk knocking it in. And now Wimmer takes it for the Swarm. Fueler skates it forward. Wimmer. And Brown. Brown's got it. Doesn't go out of the zone, giving up. Shot, kicked away. Swarm still have it down the toe in the slot. Takes his shot, goes over the bar. And Lowe has it. Lowe looking to get rid of it. He does exactly that, gets it to Mason Reese. Reese throws it in, goes behind the goal for Harrison. Keocope on the forecheck, and Steen and March out trying to do something with it. Reese was judged to be offside.
Indeed. Yeah, just a little wee lapse there and getting out of the zone for the Red Devils, which gave Swarm a good chance there, getting the puck to Dalmatel in the slot, but probably quite rare from him shooting wide of the net. Again, probably a fortunate one for the Red Devils as they're now back down on the Swarm end of the ice.
Well, unlike yesterday, they would have had a 5th goal by this point, so they're just slightly a little bit different today. And that's going to go for no icing there, as Hay was judged to be able to play it. Swarm still with it. Swarm still with it as March knocking it to Sheen. The Red Devils now have it, and Moncrief clears. Gets bounced off of his stick. And in comes Rawiri again. Shot. And he gets the sweater save off carry to get an offensive face-off.
Yeah, again, throwing the puck to the net. You had a Swarm player driving the net for any rebound, so yeah, you got to create the chances.
Why not?
There? Why not? There, Tim Carey, being the statesman that he is, he won't mind an extra save.
No, he's probably already calculated his new percentage by now. And it'll be Morris to take this one against. Was that Simon? No, it was Pagotsi. Housed with it. Host upended. Arms stay down. That puck goes into the other corner. Morris is there second, but ends up with the puck first. Goes across the ice. Sent behind and knocked down. Meisternock can't keep it in. He was just a little bit too far out of the zone, but he's got the puck. He's going to skate with it. He's going to take a shot himself. Go after Harrison. She thought about dropping the puck, but didn't, and got the whistle. Turnabout's fair play, I guess.
Yeah, and indeed there, yeah, nice little bit of moves, evasive moves by Meisternock there in the neutral zone, and then find some space. And again, I think he was probably looking for a line change as well, so he was happy to throw it in for the whistle.
Yeah, and I don't think the Swarm were expecting the D to kind of swerve in and get a little close like that. So works out very well, and goes to Morris. Swarm win that one. Wimmer sending it around. Kaluzny with a tip. They say that stays in. Sent around, it's Host. Host with it. Host trying to get that puck back to Morris. That goes as far as Hopkins. Hopkins leaves it, rims it around, back to Host. Host looking to get it in front. He does, but it's sent back around by the Swarm. And Hopkins can't quite hold it in the zone. He's going to have to skate this one down. Well, if he wasn't able to hold it in the zone, I don't know how that wasn't icing, but maybe you can explain that one to me later, Dan.
He probably got to stick to it or very close to it as he was trying to keep it in.
There you go. There's some people that also want to know that kind of stuff, I think. Maybe. We'll check the chat later. I could be wrong.
If they don't, they're on mute already on us, so it doesn't matter.
That's a good point. And that one does come in for icing.
There you go. So Red Devils go back down into their defensive zone, and fresh 5 skaters coming on for the Swarm with just over 2 minutes to go here in the second period, with the Red Devils holding a 4-2 lead here on Sunday. There's Morris up against March. Morris wins it back.
Yeah, they look like Steen fell over there. He's going to go chase down that puck. Cross ice to Hay. Hay sends it back the other way. And that's the third time they've crossed the ice. Steen chasing it. And that's going to come around for the Red Devils. Lowe couldn't handle it. Hay takes it from him. Now he's going to get it back. Sends it off the glass. Goes out. March can't hold on to it. No, he does hold on to it. Gets rid of it. Rawiri with it going in over the blue line. Kind of a shot pass across the crease. Nobody home, and good hit there. That's out to Lowe. Lowe kicks it forward to himself, and he gets knocked off the puck by Sandoy, and the physicality ratcheting up here at the end of the second. Lowe coming off, not in a good way.
Yeah, Lowe took a pretty solid Remy Sandoy shoulder there to his chest, so
sure did.
I hope it's just the wind knocked out of him. But yeah, a couple of bigger hits been thrown on there as we wind down with just over a minute to go here in the second.
Picosdy with a good chance there against Carey, and Carey standing him up, and it's still 4-2 in the favor of the Red Devils.
Picosdy to take the draw here instead of Atwell, with Atwell just lurched behind him.
Maybe the physicality getting the better of both of them at the on this second game of 2 days. Picosdy taking it out of the zone himself, leaving it to Wimmer. And with a minute to go, he gave it up to Thomas Moncrief. Moncrief comes in, holds on to it, stays at the point. Long pass to Pake. Pake with a shot that's knocked away immediately by Simon.
1 minute left in the second period.
And Wimmer looks to break out with it. Swarm have numbers if they go quickly. Picosdy can't play it here. No icing again. That's was close. Haas with it, leaves it behind. I think that was fairly accidental, but it was tipped, so it stays in. That's onside. Moncrief with it. Moncrief getting it around, waiting for Morris, but Morris can't. He's just sitting there waiting for the shot, and he gets knocked down. That would be a cross check.
Yeah, we've got a delay call.
Delay call for against the Swarm shot, and Haas is knocked backwards by Wimmer. And that'll be 2 minutes against the Swarm here.
Yeah, we've got a cross check call on the Swarm player, and the Swarm player's just trying to make his way as the linesmen aren't worried about it, and they're going to go fetch him from the bench and take him over to the penalty box for his rest. But he's not complaining, so he knows he's pretty guilty.
Oh, it was as obvious as it gets, but sometimes you get away with those. You never know, but that's again, well, this one the majority of this will be in the third period, as there is officially 7.8 seconds on the clock. We try to keep it as close as we can, but that's kept in for a moment. They may get a chance here. Now it's going to go out to neutral. Dalmato with a last-second chance, blocker save, and that ends the period. On the power play for the Red Devils, 4-2 the score. They notch one in this second period, and they double the lead. And they're going to have 20 minutes to finish this one off. They are close to doing it, but we're a long ways to go, and this Swarm offense can turn on a dime and get really good quickly.
Indeed. I think if we compared the second period today versus yesterday, I think the Red Devils had a little bit more control and possession, but I did think it was still favouring Swarm. If you look at the ice, the ice is more carved up around the Red Devils' goal end than the Swarm end, so that's a little telltale sign of where most of the play was. But again, look at the scoreboard. One more goal for the Red Devils in the second period, none for the Botany Swarm. So taking a 2-goal lead here as we go into the third period. And importantly for the Red Devils, they got a minute 53 power play to start the period with a clean sheet of ice.
A clean sheet indeed, so we'll see what they can do with it coming out. It will be a very important start to the third period to tell us how this game's going to end. And the Swarm kind of just, well, they're fumbling away their chance here to just jump in front of the league while they had a chance. But they're going to have to do something here to scramble some points away and see what they can do. Funny stat, another stat for you. I know you said I did my homework before, but this one's kind of an obvious one when you look at the standings. There have been no overtime games this year.
Okay.
So, I'm just saying, it's one of those things you got to be careful. You want to see the Red Devils do what they've been doing in the second period and the third, managing a game, getting through it, but it is only 2 goals this time around. And that's the scary part coming into that third period. But we'll see if the Red Devils have turned a corner. And we'll be back in about 10 minutes to bring you action here from the Alpine Ice Sports and Entertainment Center. My name is Matt Chavez. I'm here with Dan Nichols, and we'll bring you third period action in just a little bit. Thanks, everybody.
Red Devils Hockey is brought to you by Bushnell Builders Limited. Trust Bushnell Builders for over 40 years of excellence in commercial and residential construction across Christchurch and Canterbury. Quality, experience, and dedication in every project. Bushnell.co.nz. Reform Radiology, exceptional imaging and treatment services for the community. Local team, expert care. Reformradiology.co.nz. The Alpine Ice Sports and Entertainment Center, fun physical entertainment for the whole family. alpineice.co.nz. Sounders Robinson and Brown is a Canterbury law firm offering legal advice in commercial law, property, trusts and estates, dispute resolution, family and relationship property. Talk to the team at SRB for legal solutions tailored for your success. srblaw.co.nz. And by Futaporo Accountants. Not your average accountants, Futaporo take the hassle out of taxes and let you focus on what you do best. Futaporo.co.nz. Red Devils Hockey is brought to you by Bushnell Builders Limited. Trust Bushnell Builders for over 40 years of excellence in commercial and residential construction across Christchurch and Canterbury. Quality, experience, and dedication in every project. Bushnell.co.nz. Reform Radiology, exceptional imaging and treatment services for the community. Local team, expert care. Reformradiology.co.nz. The Alpine Ice Sports and Entertainment Center, fun physical entertainment for the whole family. alpineice.co.nz. Saunders Robinson and Brown is a Canterbury law firm offering legal advice in commercial law, property, trusts and estates, dispute resolution, family and relationship property. Talk to the team at SRB for legal solutions tailored for your success. srblaw.co.nz. And by Futaporo Accountants. Not your average accountants, Futaporo take the hassle out of taxes and let you focus on what you do best. Futaporo.co.nz.
Come on, show your support and sing along.
Kia ora koutou, welcome back everybody to the Alpine Ice. We're about to get started with third period action here in Christchurch. It is the Red Devils up 2 goals and on the power play, looking to get started in these last 20 minutes to put away a perfect weekend. That's what's on the table, what's on the cards for the Red Devils. Dan, it's going to be a quick one here. We're going to jump right in.
Indeed, yeah, first power play opportunity for the Red Devils here. So minute 53 to start the period.
Reese knocks that one backwards to Morris. Morris is going behind the cage, leaves Dalmato behind, and gets ahead of speed here as he skates and grabs the puck, goes through, leaves it behind, and that's going to get cleared as the Red Devils go for attempt number 2 here on the power play. Cross check. And that pass goes to Boole at the blue line. Can't really do anything with it, but keeps it in the zone for now. Haas gets there. Carroll tries to get rid of it. Shot. And that goes too high. Morris unhappy with that one as that goes out of play. Yeah. And another good chance for the Red Devils.
Good chance. They didn't have much control over it, but quite fortunate there. The Swan player clearing the zone, put it straight to Remy Morris. And yeah, I think he had Haas back door, but didn't quite make the most of that and took a shot and went high.
Carroll coming off the ice after a good starting shift for him. And Boole wins that faceoff for the Red Devils. They keep the puck. Morris with it. He's going to skate in. Tough angle. Goes for the wraparound and misses it.
Nets off there as Harrison came across to cover that far side and yeah, bumps the net off in the process. So Swan players will stay on the ice and Red Devils get another breath of air and they'll stay out there and still got a 1 minute and 6 seconds.
That is another fantastic save by Harrison. Getting across the pipes and getting that stuffed. That was on target and would have gone in if not for another great save. She's played her part this weekend. Reese with it now as they win the face-off. Haas to Tapin. Back to Haas. Tapin takes the shot. That's deflected off a skate off of March. Haas still has it in the corner, though. Holds it. Holds it. Reverses. Takes the big slap shot. Goes off the side. Gets a big bounce off the kick plate. And he's going to hold it in the zone. Holding. Another long shot. That was just off. Looking for a deflection. Tappan's going to have to go back after this one. But 2 good chances. That makes 4 of them with 30 seconds to go on this power play. They're getting their odds in their favor. That's for sure on this one. Morris coming through the middle. Crosses the blue line. Goes in behind. And then Brown's got to chase that one down at the dot. Goes around. Morris to Brown at the blue line. Tapin can't hold on to that puck. Stays with Haas, gets it to Tapin. He sends it just over the plexiglass, and that's going to be a face-off with us back to 5-on-5 as that power play expires. It was fresh ice, but they couldn't really get that 3-goal lead back.
No, it didn't have a lot of time and control in the zone. Yeah, a couple of chances, one shot pass sort of went wide, but tough when you take those low-angle shots and you miss wide. A chance that the puck's going to hit the far corner and bounce back up the boards and into the neutral zone. And that's what happened.
Face off, kind of just chopped at it. Atwell technically wins it, they send it forward. But Brown's in the line of fire from Kozak. Brown holds onto it, takes a shot that goes left into the corner, comes out just as quickly as you were talking about. Moncrief sends it back in for a moment, but now it's the Swarm. Theuler taken off the puck by Moncrief, but he's going to get back to it first. Bull chopping at it, gets there. And the Swarm can't put anything together on that one. 2-on-3 as the puck comes across. Pake's got it, leaves it for Moncrief. They send it low. Theuler's going to get there first, sends it behind. And Wimmer looking to get it out, and instead goes to Kozak short, and that pass goes forward. Pekozdi stopped with a good defensive effort, and then a chop in front. Atwell, and then that was Kozak that couldn't get anything on that one. Close there, but the Swarm with a good chance. Kozak gets it again, and he's going to give that up. Lowe's going to have it, trying to get it out of the zone. He leaves it, and it's Reese coming up the left side. They come in onside. Reese with a shot. Reese gets knocked over hard by Kozak, but it's just a routine stop by Harrison.
Yeah, Sean Brown coming up big on that 2-on-1 attack there by the Swarm. Lies down to block the pass, and sure enough, gets enough on it to disrupt that good opportunity for the Swarm here at the start of the third period.
This will be a good test of the Red Devils to see if they can keep their mental focus after what they could choose to go after and get physical and lose their heads a little bit. And, well, maybe that's what we saw there. Keokuk taking the shoulder, but that was legal, which is the good side of it. No penalty taken. Low shot by the Swarm. Sandoy's going to pick it up as Carroll tried to send that one low in for a deflection. Couldn't do anything with it. They send it deep, get it. There are a couple of changes. Haas coming out. And the Swarm take a shot. That was a big rebound from Simon that Carey gave up there, but it didn't turn into anything. Now Carroll has it. Carroll at the midline. Hay goes in. Hay in front, kind of pokes it through the crease, but nobody home for the Swarm, and they reset. March. And the Swarm getting reset. Good hit there by Hopkins. Good shoulder, and he gets dumped as well for his troubles. Morris bringing that in. They leave that because that was offside. And now they call it offside. I don't know why they stopped it there, but
sort of went back for it, but Haas was still in the zone on the far side there. So.
Well, there we go. We got an offside call, and it'll be on the offside dot. And it'll be Haas coming off, as well as Morris. Bull to take this one, gets it back to Tappan, and the Red Devils get set up. Meisternock skating, passed it forward. Stick lifted by March over from Bull, so that's going to go behind. And the Swarm have it, looking to break out. Skating eyes up, goes to Rewiri from Theuler. Shot! And March gets in all alone and gets a goal. And this one's going to get tight. 4-3 to score.
Yeah, good breakout there by the Swarm, getting the puck, passing it off. And probably Red Devils just probably a bit too passive there in the neutral zone. Didn't really put too much pressure on. They got the blue line easy and then just popped the puck into the middle lane where March was driving, and he had pretty much a free look there at the net and managed to put it high up on Tim Carey's glove side.
Yeah, it was a little surprising to see March have that much time and space as he jumped through off the blue line, but that's exactly what he did. He made it 4-3. The Red Devils have a 1-goal lead, and the Swarm coming back so far. We've got step 1 done, but there's a long ways to go, and the Red Devils have been good and offensive this year, or this weekend, excuse me. and that comes in offside. We'll see if they can turn this around and go back to their counterattack as they've done several times.
Yeah, the risk of the Red Devils coming in with a 2-goal lead in the third period is you don't want to start with a passive style hockey. And yeah, at that last one, I think their neutral zone was way too passive.
Yeah, yesterday they waited until about 5:30 to go passive. This one, I don't want to know if it, kind of felt a little bit of, you take him, no, you take him. They weren't quite sure, and he cut right in the middle, and it worked out. But, yeah, March had too much time and space there, and he made them pay. The Red Devils, of course, and then that's a 4-3 lead for the Devils. Shot off the glass, or off the board there, bounced kind of funny. Oh, and a high stick there against Brown. They are going to get that called.
Yeah.
And
came through high there and clipped Sean Brown in the head area. I think his signal was elbowing, so nothing more serious than probably a 2-minute coming up here, and unless you goes for 5 minutes, but we'll give the Red Devils a chance on the power play.
Well, this is a big one for the Red Devils here, because the Swarm had just gotten themselves back into a position. If the Red Devils can regain that 2-goal lead, then they can basically erase what just happened there.
Yeah, good opportunity, but in this league, I dare say, power plays can also not be so favourable. So Sean Brudd's showing a bit of blood to him. So I wonder if they're going to increase the penalty limit.
Yeah, the official rule book, doesn't it? It says injury, right? If it causes an injury.
Blood's usually a typical sign of an injury, but it doesn't need to be blood to be classed as a 4-minute penalty. So we might have to find out if it rolls over to another 2 minutes or not. But
yeah, they're not
nothing obvious there.
Yeah, it may just be on the board at the moment as a 2-minute penalty, but we'll see. Coach Anton Perver was looking around like we were, like not sure if it was going to be called or not. Haast with it as he circles around with a lot of speed, holds it in, passes, gives it up. Morris sending it around. Back to Haast. And that goes out of the zone for the moment as the Red Devils have to reset. Minute 30 to go in the elbowing power play. And who was it that went off? Was it Atwell?
No, it's Podolsky.
There you go. Chance for the Devils here. Morris has it. He's looking for an outlet. Circling around. Carroll just taking him. Man on man there. And over to Tappan. Tappan with a shot and a goal!
Lovely passing play by the Red Devils there. Great movement in the zone. Puck up high across to Haast, and then Haast finds Luke Tappan lurking backside and takes the Harrison a second or two to read, and you see that puck moving with the traffic in front of the net, and Luke Tappan notches the goal here for the Red Devils on the power play.
Yeah, Tappan getting that goal. He's just in the right spot and doesn't hesitate to take that shot when it's there. And because of that, that wipes that one off the board.
And the player has left the box, so it was obviously a 2-minute minor, but the linesman is shaving some blood off the ice in front of us. So again, they're probably seeing now that there was some injury caused on that last row, but we will play on now with 14 minutes to go. A 5-3 lead here for the Canterbury Red Devils.
So we're right back to where we started pretty much after the second intermission with that 2-goal lead. And the Red Devils making that power play count. Atwell with it now, behind. That's turned over to the Red Devils. That goes out of the zone, deflected, and it'll be a face-off probably in the defensive face-off dot. That's exactly what it is. It's in the zone.
Went into the netting there on the far side here at Alpine Ice and dropped down behind the boards.
Number 48, Fabian Haast.
Boy, no relenting on that PA system, is there? Everybody happy here in the Alpine Ice. Moncrief with it. He's going to cross over into the offensive zone. Now Lowe holds it in on the half boards.
Peake was driving the net there. He wanted to feather it through to him, but couldn't.
And that goes back to Moncrief. Skating with it, holding on to it. in front, Carice chance, but that deflects around and goes to the Swarm. It'll be Kozak chasing Hopkins here, but Hopkins gets it to low, to Moncrief. Collision out on the ice. Carroll steals that one away, goes over the blue line, holds up, looking for a pass, doesn't get it. Picozzi available, but that shot comes in. And another one, that one's blocked before it gets to Carey. Good save by Carey, first off. And then that comes in onside. Carroll to Kozak, nobody home. Kozak gets it and beats Carey on a tough line change for the Red Devils. The Swarm in the right spot, and they make the Red Devils pay.
Yeah, they're not good line change there for Red Devils. All players, both deep here, looking to change up, but that puck barely got to halfway before it was back down on their far blue line. And yeah, Kozak stepping in there again, uncontested shot on Carey.
And that's not what you want to see coming at you if you're Tim Carey. Looking at that, coming in fast and no help on either side. He's just got to make a guess.
It's not the composure or decision-making you need in a tight third-period game.
It's not, but 5-4 the score. The Red Devils are still in the lead. They put their fourth line out there and get an icing call. Tappan and Meisternock still out there on defense. We've got some good rest going on here before they go all out on the last 12 and a half minutes of this third period.
Top line on here for the Swarm.
They got to be careful to get that out of the zone. They do exactly that. Gallagher with an excellent play, and he just cannot be stopped. He's wound up, and that goes back to Reese. Reese with it. Reese holding on to it. It's just kind of a penalty kill mentality a little bit there. Just get through that shift and allow everybody to take a breath. That's exactly what they did. They did their job, and it'll be the top line coming back out.
Indeed. Give your players a little extra, or give your top 1-2 lines a little extra breather there. Great effort there by Gallagher. Brings some fresh legs, maybe his first or second shift so far today, but that's what doing his job for the team.
Austin Steen a little bit too anxious, and they're going to do it again. And they've got a little bit of Timmy Trumpet just going nuts here. March digging away, but it's Morris with it. And Brown's going to get to the puck. He sends it to Haas. Haas onside. He holds on to it, circles, looks for some help, sends it behind him, goes to Morris, who's in the corner. He's going to hold it and cycle, looking for that pass. It's deflected away. Ruri's stick got there first. And now it goes back out to Brown. Moving it aside, Haas has it. Haas is going to dump and chase, goes off the linesman's skate. So not much to that one. And the Swarm gets set up. Turnover, Morris with a good flip around, trying to get it to Moncrief, but just missed him. Haas with a high forecheck, and the Swarm having a hard time getting out of their zone here. Sandoy gives it up and chooses to pass it to Willis. Willis backing up. Turns it around to Morris. Morris turns it forward. And now the work starts for the Red Devils. Throw it into the kick plate and try to chase it behind the goal line. But that pass comes out to the middle, and Sandoy's there for it. 2-on-2 developing. Steen on the left side. He's trying to pass it in front. And a good stick lift against Rueri's incoming vector to get to the goal. And Brown still has it. Brown continuing. Bull comes out. Brown throws it forward. Now he's going to chase his own puck down. Moncrief goes to the side there, but the Swarm have control, and it's Atwell looking for the long pass in front. Picozzi not able to hold on to it, and they're going to get an icing out of this. The Red Devils are going to have an offensive zone face-off.
Yeah, small chance there from the Swarm. Picozzi was behind the Red Devils defense there, and it was Atwell looking for the pass, but yeah, a bit too bouncy and went the length of the ice for an icing call.
It's interesting that they're still looking for Picozzi to catch those long passes. That's really what they were avoiding for a while, and now they're going back to it. And now it's the Swarm trying to get the puck out of the zone, and again, they don't do it. Harrison gets the stick save. It goes up over the stick and then over the glass for another stop.
I reckon that was a bit of smarts there from Harrison, deflecting the puck up out of play so your team can get a line change after being icing call against your squad.
Yeah, because she can't just glove that and hold on to it because they could just stay away from her. As the rules go, Bull with it. Swarm steal it away. And Simon looking up the ice for another cross ice pass. He does exactly that. It goes over to Moncrief. Moncrief gets it back out. Hopkins loses it. Swarm have to reset as they're offside. They get back. Sandoy throws it deep. Goes around. And Kozak can't play that in the zone. So they have to set up. Again, that's a steal from Reese. Reese skating in on the goal line. Goes behind. Somebody's got a lost glove out there. Save. Kaluzny's stick saved by Harrison. It goes around the boards again and goes out. Kaluzny's going to have to chase this one down. And no ice there. Didn't go far enough, but they'll go for a change. Kaluzny holds. Pekozdi looking at him angrily, but then goes away and goes for his own change. Reese knocking it forward. They're asking for an ice. They're not going to get it. Keo Cope there. Sandoy with a good move. And the Swarm come in. Hot shot there by Dalmato, but glove save by Carey.
Yeah, we just took down to 10 minutes to go here in the third period with a 1-goal lead to the Canterbury Red Devils. Bit of moving back and forward. Red Devils changing their lineup here. Match top line against top line.
And flashing the leather, Tim Carey with a good weekend so far. And they're still waiting. I think we've got this discussion with the referee, and then they just had too many players on the ice. But it was because of that discussion, so they no warning there. That stays, well, no, it doesn't. It does not stay in. It was going around the plexiglass, but then caught the net. And will this go out of the zone, Dan?
It will not. It'll stay in the zone. It was shot from within the zone. And it'll stay there.
Carroll and Morris to take this one, although they're discussing it. And now that goes Byfield, and that's Carroll now. He gets it to Theuler. Theuler, well, I think Theuler shanked it a little bit and went high.
It started to pinball around. Fortunate, fell in front of Timmy for a catch up with his glove.
Yeah, it was a really kind of a bouncy one, but Carey doing just what he's supposed to, and we'll do it again from that left dot, as they call that one again. Carroll ready to take this one. He wins it for the Swarm. Haast almost gets it out, and now Morris has got it. They've got a 2-on-2 if they hurry. Morris coming in quickly. Morris with a shot deflected and goes out of play.
Yeah, good for the Red Devils there to get out of that zone. Haast 2-on-2, but yeah, Remy Morris, when he has the speed, he's threatening. And he backs up the D's there enough, but yeah, Swarm D's though smart enough to get their sticks in the lane and deflect that one up high above Harrison's head.
Interesting that he chose to split him this time, going right up the middle. I don't think they were expecting that. Face-off won by the Swarm here. March sending it around. Simon backtracking. Surveying. And now he comes out. Pass it forward. Steen lets it go. March has it for a moment. March takes a shot. Brown getting it to Moncrief. Can't get it out. Goes back to Brown. He sends the long pass forward, but that's sent back in. Morris with it. Morris holds on to it. To Brown. Brown trying the long pass. He's going to get it back again. Staying at the red line. Turning around. Long pass. That's caught by Ruiri. And his own guy, Steen, just blasted him. And then, strangely, Haast gets blasted by Moncrief. Everybody hitting the wrong color sweater.
Bit of friendly fire was there. Swarm on Swarm and then Devils on Devil. And we'll settle the madness with I believe.
I think that's probably the best for both teams.
Yeah. And we got 7 minutes 55 here to go in the third period.
So everybody's got the sweaters figured out. They know who their opponents are. It's not a scrimmage.
Yeah.
And it'll be Atwell Morris. Moncrief jumps the circle. They drop it. Swarm have it. Pekozdi with a shot, but it doesn't get through. Pake trying to get it out. He's outnumbered. And that shot comes in on Carey. He holds on to it. And more time ticks off the clock. 5-4 the score. Red Devils with a 1-goal lead.
Maestronok wore Podolski's shot there off maybe that high ankle, low shin pad area, and it was stunning, but he's still out there, so he'll troop on.
And there it is. It's a goal just that quickly. Set piece.
Yeah, I think they had talked through that one before that face-off draw.
Absolutely.
Podolski there just happy to win it forward. And then, yeah, straight through onto it. Red Devils caught flat-footed, I guess, and Kozak drove back net, back door, and, yeah, simple pass across for a simple tap in.
And now it's as tight as it gets. 5-5 the score. It's tied up. And we'll see whether the Red Devils have indeed turned a corner here or if the Swarm are back at it. It's going to be a tight one to finish. Officially 7:38 to go. Swarm with it, Dalmato. Dalmato trying to get the puck. He does. Takes the shot. And Carey just gently brings it into his pads and gets a stop.
This gives me a little bit nervous when the last player with the Red Devils puck trying to stick handle around a attacking player. You don't have much backup behind you if they do manage to get it, and luckily nothing of a too great a chance there came for the Swarm.
And that face-off won by the Devils, but the Swarm steal it away for a moment. Kaluzny's going to get there. He's going to clear it. It's going to go out of the zone, and the Swarm have to get reset. They dump it in, tag up. Red Devils have the puck. Kaluzny getting rid of it, goes out of the zone. Lowe trying to chase that. Keocope with a good hit there. And they send it the length. Sandoy getting there first. And they play on. Sandoy looking for that outlet pass. Dalmato may have been the target, but instead he just sends it by Carey's net, looking for a recovery there. Doesn't work out for them. Kaluzny sending it forward. Keocope with it. Reese knocking it away, but Sandoy back with it. They go for a change. They don't get caught this time. They're very aware of that change. Shot and goes in on Carey. Steen there for a big rebound if it happened, but it didn't. And we get an a defensive zone face-off coming up.
Game dynamics just change a little bit now, being a tied game, 5-all, sorry, and 5-on-5.
Lots of fives at the moment. Pass forward, no Moncrief. He lets it go by him. And Morris getting a hold of it for a moment. It goes out to neutral. Then caught by Willis. Willis with a wrister, but that's stopped by Thuler. And it's going to Rawiri. He passes it to Logan Willis. That's deflected up. Morris knocking it in the air a little bit. Thuler with it now.
It's a good matchup for Red Devils. Their top line versus third line here for the Swarm.
And Thuler looking to get that puck out. They do exactly that. March sends it forward. Goes around the boards. And they go for a change. Red Devils trying to get a hold of this puck with that first line. Morris with it now. Morris plays it forward, gains the zone, but leaves it behind. Swarm looking to break that out. They do exactly that. Sandoy's got a 2-on-2 if he hurries. Pagotsi can't get to that puck. Great defense there by Maestronok. Haast with it now. He's holding on to it. Throws it across to Morris. He can't handle it on the stick. He takes a swing, misses the puck. Swarm have it at the moment. Pagotsi with it for the defensive swing. Maestronok sending it low again. Moncrief there. Hay taking him out. Morris has it. He leaves it. Haast has it. Haast leaving it behind. Maestronok jumping forward on the play. And now they back off as the Swarm have it. Kozak looking to get it out. Now Tappan's got it. They pass it up, and they go for a line change here.
No, that came off the Swarm player's stick, so that's a rough one here against the Red Devils.
Well, they called an icing on that.
That was icing. Yeah, deflected off the Swarm player's stick, and anyway, went down.
Well, interesting.
Play the call, and they're on a defensive zone face-off here with just under 5 minutes to play in the third period. So
the part that confuses me is if it was icing, they allowed the change. So I'm fully confused on that. Shot and goal! And that is a big turning point for this game. It's gonna have to be a talking point because it's a call that probably was questionable. We'll leave it at that. But
in our opinion, it probably wouldn't have been an icing call. But leave it
in our opinion,
you got a face off. You should be reset, ready to take it. And another again defensive zone face off where Swarm tip it forward and go forward for the puck with the Red Devils defense not ready for that play. And that time Carroll does it himself.
And the gate's open.
And I think frustration here from the Red Devils with that. He's got pinged for 2 minutes.
Well, it's March that's coming out.
I think Willis is going for 2 minutes. He wasn't too happy with the last 30 seconds of play as he exited the bench.
6-5 the score now in favor of the Swarm, and I wonder if they're calling a timeout. No, it's just a discussion.
The Red Devils on the penalty kill now for 2 minutes. So,
well, that's an interesting one. So Morris out there for PK1, and the Red Devils have given up a few goals this third period under some interesting circumstances in some cases, others just flat-footed. And they've got some work cut out for them here in this third period. Down a goal to the Swarm, and the power play on for them. Chance in front, that gets swept aside. Carroll gets it, sends it forward, gets it back. Across the ice. Simon, long shot, deflected, that goes high into the air. Doesn't clear the zone. Haas was jumping it, but there was some help there, and a blocker save. Carey needed to do that. And they get a stop in play with a minute 12.
Swarm getting set up in the zone here. It's showing what their power player is capable of, making some nice passes across the ice. A couple of good shot attempts, I guess, but hitting traffic in front for the most part, but Carey getting a blocker on that last one.
Carroll to take this one for the Swarm. They win it. Hold on to it. Dalmato leaving it to Simon. Up high, over to Dalmato. Fakes a shot. Simon. Carroll. Carroll with a low pass. Dalmato trying for the one-hander. And I believe that's out of play. I didn't hear a whistle, but I think it hit the netting there.
Yeah, I think we're still struggling with the volume on one of the referee's whistles. Needs to turn up a few notches. But yeah, he probably had his wedge out for that one and just put it straight up into the netting.
Yeah, Dalmato was in the right spot at the right time. He just didn't make the connection as that puck goes flying by him. He gets it a little better. That's 7, but Pekosdi with it. Down low. Back to Pekosdi. Long shot by Sandoy, and he gets a cover. And I heard the P of the whistle that time. 51 seconds to go in the power play for the Swarm. 3:37 on the board. It'll be interesting to see when they pull Carey, if at all, given the when that penalty ends. They're certainly not going to do it at the moment. And the Red Devils have that puck. Haas bothered, but he's coming up quickly. 2-on-4, passes to Morris. That puck almost gets behind Harrison as she played it out. Haas still with it. They're deciding to play offense here.
Yeah, threatening power kill here from the two imports.
And why not? Because if they're going to be out there, they may as well try to tie it up. Now Haas taking a breath, going off the ice. Moncrief coming out. And they try to set this one up, but as they've killed a lot of time, there's 15 seconds to go on this power play. Sandoy giving it up. Across the ice. Pekosdi, Sandoy has to cross. 3 seconds to go. And Morris flips it out. That'll end the penalty. 2 minutes and 40 seconds to go in this one this afternoon in regulation. And will that go for icing? It will. So 2:36 to go. And now we're going to be on goalie watch for a little while. I don't think they'll do it inside until they're inside 2 minutes, especially with given the size of this rink. But we'll be watching for that.
Yeah, so Red Devils home ball line on. I dare say with the power kill unit, the two imports, they'll probably rest for the next 30-odd seconds. But I'd be fair to say, if the score stays as it is, they'll spend a fair bit of the last minute
And that'll be high sticking against Tappan, as he just barely was high enough, but they had marked it out right away, and then he played it again. So face-off just outside the zone here, giving everybody a chance to change if they wanted to, but I don't think the Swarm are. Yeah. Now they're talking about moving it. Apparently that was the wrong dot.
And those neutralized face-off dots, that should be the closest face-off dot that gives the home ice team the less disadvantage. So interesting, they moved it from that dot back to that one. And now, a couple of seconds later, they'll get the face-off back up there.
Go figure. Karma's interesting on this one. Bull to take this. 2:29 to go officially. Reese back to Tappan. Sends it forward to Moncrief. Reese gets there, lays the body on him, and Tappan doing a good job keeping it in the zone, but that zips back out. Meisternock chases it down, and the Red Devils running out of time here. We've got to get something set and going for their offense. Bull with it. Bull looking for a pass. Bull bodied away from the puck. And it's the Swarm with it. Carey still in his net, of course. And they give that up. Willis has it now. Haas back out, so is Morris. And now's the time where they hit the pedal to the metal and see what they can do with it. But for the moment, they're just playing their top line. They're probably going to double them up here and play all 90 seconds. We'll see what they can do as they break forward. Haas with it, getting it over to Moncrief, but he plays it himself. Gets Harrison out of position, but Haas loses it, stays at the point. Willis with it. Now he's off. Lowe's on. He's going to come around. The sixth man in there at the perfect spot to extend the offense. Now Brown shoots that into Atwell. They have to reset, and they do just that. They get away with that one. Kozak almost spoiling the party, but they're going to come in. Noah Moncrief bringing it in. Morris sends it around, and it comes back out to center. Kozak with it. Now he's going to give it up. Chance in front, and a close one. Morris can't dig it in. And now it's Carroll. Carroll 2-on-2, but an empty net. Shooting fish in a barrel here. And that, oh, and he missed. Pekosny misses. 34 seconds to go, and the Red Devils have another chance. They just have to do something with it. Brown with some heavy legs to Meisternock. 23 seconds to go.
Too many men.
Too many men on the ice. And that's going to be a penalty.
So 20 seconds here to go in the third period. Red Devils down by 1 goal. They're going to get a power play.
And a timeout call.
And yeah, they would be very surprised if they don't call the timeout here. Or they have called it already. There we go. So a chance for coach to give the players some breather. See the water bowls being used.
It'll be Kozak going and serving this one. And I don't remember exactly. I think it was 22 seconds at the time. We'll see exactly what it is here as the timeout expires. .5 officially on there, so we're pretty close to that. But this is it. They've got a 1-goal deficit to make up here. And if the Red Devils are going to get anything out of it, they've got to do it right now on this shift with this power play.
6-on-4 in 20 seconds.
And they drop the puck out to Tappan and a call. They've stopped that.
Yeah.
And apparently they've stopped it because the clock wasn't running.
I think we've home ice advantage, or home ice disadvantage in this case with the score bench. We've seen that before.
And that one wins out to the same spot. Morris holds on to it. Long shot, deflected, but it goes to the Swarm. They're going to clear that one. It's no icing here because it's 6-on-4. They've got to turn it around with 8 seconds to go. They're running out of time, and there's another whistle.
Penalty call. Yeah. So they managed to convince the linesman enough that it was that it should have been icing, and bowed to the pressure of the Canterbury players, but that definitely was not icing. The Swarm are on a penalty kill, so they get the free shot down the ice. And yep, we'll have another conversation, but I would say that it would need to be coming out to centre ice, that face-off. Yeah.
Can't get anything out of that one. So the
Cookie's just not crumbling the way of the Red Devils there on that one. Well, actually probably that favoured the Swarm on that one, but yeah, tough luck probably with the score clock not starting when they had that first face-off and had a good shooting chance, but sometimes that's the way it goes, and I dare say we'll reconvene at centre ice for the last 7.5 seconds.
You're exactly correct. It is a center ice face-off. As they were trying to get up the ice, they get the whistle, the inadvertent whistle, again. And it's not the first time this afternoon where they've had to deal with issues, administrative issues, we'll call them. And they dropped the puck. The referee wasn't looking, and it's going to go. They got 9 seconds, another miss, but that's not going to be enough time. There's 3 seconds. Got to take a shot right here. And it's not enough. Frustration for the Red Devils as they give one up at the wrong time, and the Swarm come out ahead with a final of 6-5. They split the weekend series, and the Swarm get out with 3 points with about everything going their way in the last 15 minutes by their own skill and stick and work, and also some other lucky or otherwise breaks in their way. And it all becomes a Botany Swarm finish.
Yeah, probably over the weekend, 5 good periods here from the Canterbury Red Devils, but just couldn't close out the 6th period of the weekend. Unfortunately, Swarm coming back with a couple of goals, 3 goals there in the 3rd period to take the win. But I think if you look back at that 3rd period there, probably defensive zone face-offs might come up in the trainings over the next week here. Both 2 goals here from the Swarm were scored off defensive zone face-offs. Red Devils losing them cleanly, and one was a nice pass across to close that back door. The other one was Carroll just stepping through onto the puck, and then a shot beating Timmy Carey. So yeah, look, that's the end. But if we look back at the whole weekend here, Matt, that was a good turning point, DSA, for the Red Devils, coming off 6 losses to start the season, getting a win yesterday, and another close game here today.
You can't win every game. This was a competitive game. They've shown that they do actually have the talent on the ice to compete with some of the best in the league. What it takes to turn them around, we'll see, but they seem to have figured out at least some of the formula this weekend. Having a lead going into that 3rd period was a good sign, and the Red Devils, you know, it takes a while to figure out how to finish games and keep things, but sometimes things just don't go your way, and it happens. You could call this one kind of a fluke or whatever, but you know, it is what it is. Sometimes you don't come out ahead, but in this case, what I'm far more interested in is the fact that they were competitive to the end. We had to pull a goalie with a 1-goal difference and so forth. That is exactly the kind of close game that we were not getting in the first part of the year.
Yeah,
that's a turnaround for the Red Devils, and it's a good sign. Now, the question then becomes, is that enough? They have 8 games in front of them. They need to win at least, I'd say at least 5 games of those 8 in order to finish it off and get out of the 5th place seed. And you never know, they may end up playing this Botany Swarm team if they manage to do that, and that gives them an awful lot of confidence going out of the wooden spoon area and into a competitive position. You never know. I'm not trying to be too optimistic, but what I saw this weekend really shows that they do have the talent on the ice to compete.
Yeah, I think if they'd come away with no points this weekend, it would have been a very hard journey for them for the second half of the season. So yeah, 3 points under their belt, close, good game here on Sunday. I think there, a few things to work on over the week. They're back here next weekend versus the Marco. So again, probably another chance for coach and the team to work on a few things, iron a few things out. But I would say overall a positive weekend for them, and it will put them in at least a good step going into the next sort of competition point rounds. Here, Swarm, I think they've probably got happy with today getting away with 3 points. If you looked at their weekend, that's probably not what they were wanting or expect. Whether they came down yesterday thinking, oh, we put 20 goals on them 2 weeks ago, it'll be a walk in the park. Turned out it wasn't.
Turned out it was not.
It wasn't for them. So, they came back a bit more firing today. But, again, I don't think they were overwhelming the Red Devils with chances or opportunities. It was a close game here today. And then, maybe a few bounces went their way in that third period. But no, I still don't take away that there were still 2 clear defensive zone face-offs that were lost, which led to 2 goals there for the Swarm.
Yeah, that set play was really the killer to see that one go in. That was...
And I think probably the Swarm tightened up on their discipline a bit. There was less power play opportunities for the Red Devils today, but probably Red Devils lacked a little bit of discipline through the early part of the game at least. Again, towards the end there, penalty for using words towards the referee, I believe, with the decision with 4 minutes to go, which, when you're chasing the game, that doesn't help.
No, it doesn't help at all. That is the worst time that can happen. So the standings, as you see them there, that they're not updated. The Swarm will have 15 points and will be in they'll be technically first place on goal diff at this halfway part of the 25 season. The NZIHL plays 16 games per team, 40 games total that count, and the way that works out right now is that the Botany Swarm would end up with a 1 seed just based on, actually I don't want to say that they'd end up with a 1 seed because the first tiebreaker is head-to-head.
Oh, yeah,
so
3-way head-to-head.
There's all sorts of maths that I don't want to do right now because I don't have to do them, and they'll have to figure it out. They have another half of the season to figure it out. That's all good for them. But it is just that competitive this year, and that's exactly why at least 1 win was an important one for the Red Devils this weekend. So I guess, Dan, we'll leave it there. We're going to see the Aklamako, the development team, up here next weekend, which will make for a fun and exciting weekend of ice hockey here at the Alpine Ice. If anybody's in Christchurch and you didn't get a chance this weekend, come on out next weekend. That'll be a lot of fun as they kind of switch things up and move some players around, some of the youngsters coming out from around the league, getting some extra time. And always a great time to have that happen.
Good development opportunities for them. And then if you are interested, tickets available at reddevils.flickr.co.nz.
There you go. So, Dan, we'll leave it there. We'll catch up with you guys next week. We'll have some different people up here. Hopefully, we'll have you up here. We'll see. Maybe Lucy will come in. We'll have some fun up here and enjoy next weekend. But thanks everybody for watching. I'm signing off. This is Matt Chavez with Dan Nichols. Thanks for joining us here. The final, Botany 6, the Red Devils 5. We'll see you next Saturday. Take care, everybody.